Welcome back, everyone. I was really looking forward to this interview. A couple of reasons. There's a hidden gem right in our area, right on Lake George, right in Bolton Landing. That some of you may have heard the name, some of you may have not heard the name, but I'm positive that a lot of you need to know more about it. And that's the Sembrick Museum. For those of you that go to the Algonquin by boat, I know you've passed that little point, looked at that little building, and said to yourself, what is that little building over there? Well, that's part of the Sembrick. And joining me today is the museum director, executive director, and this is Suzanna Bernd. And first, let me welcome you, Suzanna. Before I start talking too much, welcome. It's very nice to have you.
Thanks, Jesse. It's my pleasure to be here.
And I'm going to do this. I have to let people know that I met Suzanna 1986 backstage at SPAC when she was an intern. And I don't know what I was doing there, Suzanna. I don't even remember. But Suzanna was there just doing everything to absorb the arts and learn as much as she can. Well, if that little voyage that you took made you wind up at the Sembrick, you did pretty well for yourself, Suzanna.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. It's a wonderful place to be.
Oh, without a doubt. Let's fill in the gap here a little bit. Sembrick has to do with Marcela Semple. Who was she?
So Marcela Semple was a super famous opera singer, really, really famous in her time. She opened the Metropolitan Opera season. She was a star. And she was so famous, she helped sell different products like cigars and the Victrola and other products in the mainstream. She was originally from Poland. She grew up very poor, played the violin, played the piano, learned to sing, became a megastar. And when she retired from the opera stage, she always loved the mountains. She had spent a lot of time in the Alps. And so she traveled up into the Adirondacks, ultimately purchased a property, more than 50 acres here on Lake George in Bolton, had a lovely estate. And on the site of an old boathouse, she built her performance studio, actually that I'm standing in right now. And there's a picture of Marcela right behind me, that big portrait. And she was the first director of the Juilliard School vocal program, as well as the Curtis Institute of Music vocal program. And she had her students come up here every summer, and she taught them literally right where I'm standing in the studio with this furniture, with this lighting. She was here close to 100 years ago. So it's her legacy that we preserve as we celebrate her life at the Sembrick.
My God, there's so much we could talk about right there. I'm thinking to myself, what is it about artists that recognize the beauty of Lake George, come up here by 50 acres on Bolton Landing? I'm fairly certain that a lot of us would like to have those 50 acres in Bolton Landing right now, right? But build that beautiful studio. And my wife and I have been in that studio and got an incredible tour. This is years and years and years ago. Really with a lot of detail about a lot of the photographs and paintings and sculpture that's right there in the studio. And of course, you think about just how your spirit frees up when you're that close to Lake George, and how it must have inspired not only her, but inspired her students. Amazing, right?
Yeah, completely. I mean, where I'm standing right now, I'm looking out at the lake and I see Vermont in the distance. It's just amazing. I can look out the window here and see the woods, and look and see the blooming rhododendrons, and see furniture and artwork and music and her piano, 100-year-old rug underneath my feet. There's so many things to see.
Now we got a lot to talk about, but the main thing I want our viewers to know is I want to remind you that the Sembrick exists. It's there, and it's there for us. And this summer, Suzanna and her creative director, Richard, is that your creative director?
Yeah.
Yes. They have put together a concert series, very aptly named Experience Music, Experience History, Experience Nature, and the festival itself is called the Nature and Music Festival. I mean, there's so much in what I just said. We're going to have to unravel a little bit of this, piece by piece. So first, let's start with the music. How did you and Richard come to the idea, and the rest of your team, to actually have this festival?
Well, I guess it started long before my time. Perhaps close to 25 or 30 years ago. I'm not exactly sure when it started, but Richard was our artistic director. And at that point in time, there was a history component and a nature component, but no live music component. And I believe he and our then administrative director, Anita Richards, they both thought it was really important for people to be able to experience live music on our site. So they developed a summer music festival. And the summer festival was traditionally indoors inside the studio. But this summer, since our theme is nature and music, and due to COVID and other factors, we decided let's have the festival completely outdoors this summer. So we have a series of 15 live events where people can experience music sitting literally next to the lake and experience all sorts of music related to nature.
You know, and again, for those of you that have been there, you know what I'm talking about. But right next to the building that she's in is this beautiful little lawn area. It's almost like a mini amphitheater area there, right? With the seating, the way the seating goes. And they put tents out there. And you're from here to there to the Queen of American Lakes, right?
Yeah.
Now, I know that all has a lot to do with why you chose the music that you did. You know, there's, I think you were saying to me that each piece of music has a story. And that story, and you selected the artist based kind of on that.
Right. Well, Richard does our artistic direction. So he'll select the artists and he'll talk to people throughout the year. What projects are you working on? What are you doing? And then he typically weaves a story from artist to artist to artist. So this summer we have a woman who won a vocal competition. It's called from the Kosciuszko Foundation. And the competition is named after Marcela Semple. So her performance prize is to perform here at the Sembrick. And since it's related to nature, her concert is Songs to the Moon, Mad Scenes, Love Songs, and Other Lunar Events. So it's a concert dedicated to the moon. You know, why not? We have a children's opera, The Three Bears. Well, the three bears are out in the forest. We have a violinist, Kinga, who's of Polish heritage, and she's performing a song called The Lark Ascending, so relating to music and in birds and singing, because there's so much music within nature. We have, I mentioned to you a little earlier, we have a composer who's performing in the Scrag Mountain Duo, and their performance is called The Living Earth. He's going to do a duet with Lake George. So he plays the string bass, and he has a repeater, and he's going to listen to the sounds around them and record them, and then in real time add to them and do a duet, a live duet with Lake George. I mean, I'm not aware of anything else like that. I think it's very, very special.
Well, if that didn't do it for the audience, I don't know what would. That is so unique and it is so special. Except there is another element to this, because it is not only musical performances, but you're doing film as well. And that's based on the themes as well, right?
Yeah, we have a series of 6 films, and our films are all free to the community. So we have a series of 6 Monday nights where you can come and see a free film. And the films this year are based on different genres of music. So there's a film related to classical music. There's a film related to rock music. It highlights Bruce Springsteen's music. There's a film related to opera music. There's a film related to musical theater. It's all about the making of Fiddler on the Roof. So we have a series of these 6 films, and you can enjoy them. They're at 7:30 on Monday nights. Sit under our tents with the stars and enjoy the movies.
Okay. Start planning your calendar now, okay? Because all summer long, from June 13th until August the 30th, there are going to be like 21 performances, a mixture, mostly music, and 6 films. You'll see the website on the bottom of the screen. So make sure that you go to there to get all of the details. But the musical performances are usually Wednesday, Saturday nights, and the films are usually on Monday nights. And while you're there, get there early, because you're going to want to go through the museum. The artifacts in that museum are just, it's hard to describe. It's the photography on the wall, it's the paintings, it's her piano, it's sculpture, it's all kinds of things. And you can take a beautiful walk through nature. Well, now you know why it's the hidden gem in our region, Suzanna. There's no place like this. There really isn't.
I totally agree. It's definitely a place where you can spend hours and hours and not even realize where the time went.
Yeah, I'll attest to that, by the way. We've got a 100th-year anniversary coming up with the Sembrick, and the property needs some facelifting and things like that. So there's going to be a capital campaign related to the 100th anniversary. And Suzanna, we're going to work arm in arm with you on that to make certain that you get what you need to keep and preserve this beautiful gem. I think I said gem like 5 times in this interview, didn't I?
But it's true. It's true every time you said it.
Yeah, it is. It is true. Suzanne, it's wonderful to see you. And
thank you, Jesse.
And please, to our viewers, go to the website you see on the screen and get up there and see some of this music. It's an experience unlike any other. I'm telling you for sure. All right, Suzanna, you take care, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Take care, Jesse. Bye-bye.